Okay, hey guys, back with another video. Today we'll be doing what if Hiro was what had the rinnegan. Sorry, that was. I haven't done this in a while, in a few days actually, a few weeks actually, a month probably. So I'm not really gonna talk because y'all guys hate when I talk because apparently I don't have free will here. But um, I'm just gonna get into the video. A few seconds. Also has another way it's called adding what if to do. So there was two what if errands I was supposed to do, but I never really got one from it. And this was like years ago. Well, not years ago, but like sometime when I first decided I was doing Attack on Titan what ifs. I'm also doing something new too. Like every time I do something, I do something new. Although I just said I wasn't talking, I'm fucking talking now. Anyways, I'm gonna be doing a High School of Dead what if. Yeah, I know it's like, wait, High School of the fucking Dead. Why would you do that? I rewatched it and I got interested again. So that's kind of what happens with me. If I get interested in something, I'm gonna watch it again. But I digress. And then there was two what ifs to do. What if Aaron was Godzilla or had a Godzilla Titan? And then there was what if Aaron was Dragon Kaneki, right? So I post the thumbnails later, which is the two I got to do, and it comes with the 4K special. I am now finished the Naruto script for the entire thing, so it's gonna be a one shot. What if something I haven't done before? It's gonna be a one shot in one. Well, I've done that before, but it's not on this scale yet. That was a long time in the past, but I'll be doing it anyways. Then the script for season 1 of my original story is also in the process of being being done. So also is gonna upload at the same time. So full one shot Naruto movie is gonna be done at one time, and then full Naruto, what's called my new series gonna be. I'm not gonna give you the name of it, but actually no, you guys already know the name. It's like what is called it. I was on a phone or something. It's something along those lines. Lost and found. I was lost on a phone or something. I can't remember what I named it, but it'll be something like that. So yeah, let's get into the video. So I left off where Hiro was talking to his old friend, I guess you could call him, but I call him the depressed guy, not depressed, the angry guy for the whole series. I can't remember his name for shit, so I'm gonna still call him angry guy for the whole series because I still can't remember his name. But I digress, right? So Hiro goes back into his room or his office now because remember in the last video he was promoted and blah blah blah. So he was going in and Conan and 02 came into his room. If you don't know who Conan is Ichigo. Ichigo arc. The person that licked him in the original one. That's Conan, blah blah blah. Right? So she came and they started to talk, and then after a while they left. Then the next day came around and Hiro was just training with his rinnegan, and this is where 02 came up and started to give him tips on what to do with it to try out different things. She also told him about the black hole he made when they were fighting, because Hiro wasn't 100% conscious for that whole entire fight, so he wouldn't remember certain bits and pieces of that particular whole entire event, right? So he was reminded, and he kept on trying to make the black hole, but he just couldn't do it. After a while, even 02 started to help, and even Conan. So he eventually got it down. So then their second mission came around, and I believe I'm gonna stop at the kissing one. The when they announced the kissing, then from there I'm gonna go on to the beach episode. Then what was it after the beach episode? I can't remember, but I'll get to the next part. This is really gonna be a very short part, so don't really worry about it. So I don't expect much people to watch this because this is a very short part. I'm not really trying to. I'm just trying to put out a video that I won't put out in a while, right? So they go on their second mission, where the lady tries to tell Hiro that he can't go and blah blah blah. But she does know that Hiro is a more authority than her, but she's trying to do it for the best safety of him, because they don't know the full extent of his powers yet, and they don't know how it's gonna react to the Franks. Also, she explains this, and Hiro understands where she's coming from, so he doesn't really adjust, right? And this is where angry nigga kept said that he would ride with 02, and 02 scoffed at this, saying that he wouldn't be adequate, but he said that I would be better than that dopey over there. He looked at him and smirked. He didn't really mind it too much, but just to remind him, he activated his horns. If you don't remember, he drank more of 02's blood as a kid, so he was able to like activate his horns better, and he was able to retract them back into his head. And Conan also eventually will have horns, eventually, but she doesn't have hers now. I will kind of make her incompatible with that guy, but it doesn't really matter. So Hero stays back and he just watches what goes on, and everything would go according to canon, how it went in canon, with the with 02 going a little bit overboard, and then when they got back, he was still fucked up. So we skip to the hospital scene, and everyone's like telling 02 that she went a little bit too hard. Conan in this original canon didn't believe it, because like she was like, alright, he decided he wanted to do this, and everyone heard when he 02 asked if he could go harder. But yo, that song. Anyways, if he can take more, and he said yes, and he couldn't. So like it's kind of his fault. So no one's really. So Ichigo or Conan or like is like, well, he 02 did ask him in the first place, right? And this is where I can't remember her name. Actually, there's there's a reason why I don't also want to remember her name. But who she name is no? Who was her name? The other fat guy, his former partner, her that left him for like that guy, yeah, her. But she starts to protest and say that blah blah blah, that you understand what I'm saying, right? So she starts calling with Ichigo, not Ichigo, whatever her fucking name is. Anyways, right? She starts calling with her or Conan. She starts calling with Conan because she doesn't believe that she should have gone hard. I want until the rest of the team say, yeah, 02 did ask her, like, did ask him if so on and so on, right? So they kind of like, yeah, we're in the wrong because she did ask at first. So that's what happened, right? And she stomped off in like pure anger because remember she likes him, so blah blah blah. I don't really care because I called her bitch for the most of the series because I hated what she did to my nigga, like Fatso dog. That was so disrespectful, but I digress. But I digress, right? So then they went off to. So then Hero came into the room. I'm going all over the place. This is not a good choreographed video. Anyways, Hero goes into the room and goes to him and says like, "I told you so. Like, I told you. Like, you couldn't handle it." And then he kneels down to his like bed level and looks at him and says, "I don't care what your grudge is against me. I don't care what even if I promised you. I don't care. Because you see, you bit off more than you can chew, and you acted like it was nothing. But then when it fucked you up, now you want to start believing that you're weak." I found that interesting and funny, but again, I don't care. So, what happened to you? It's a tragedy because your own weakness led to your downfall. That's tough and poetic. But I have to go now. I have more duties to take care of. So, see ya. And he left. No one really heard this conversation, but he was really distraught because, yo, he just told him that he's weak and he's versus right in front of his face. And he didn't even look like he cared too much about it. I'll be mad too, bro, but he's the rinnegan, so I wouldn't mess with him like that. Anyways, so then everything goes from there for the mechanic. I said I was gonna leave off. I wasn't gonna do like the kissing arc, but I'm gonna have to because there's been no action that I've actually been involved in for like a while now. So I not skipping this source thing that they went on. I don't care. Anyways, so then the kissing arc comes, and this time he wouldn't have the heart problem because he could just heal himself with the healing path, right? So it wouldn't really matter. So 02 and Hero is just outside of the Franks right now, and because they're outside because they know if they're in the Franks, they're just gonna activate the Susano, which they really don't want to do because he can't really control whether he activates it or not. So yeah, and 02 can't hang in for too long. So the parasites are like Hero's friends or Ichigo or Conan. That fight goes the same until both of them have to help. So they get into the they get into the Franks, and then the Franks get covered in a purple aura. Then plates of armor starts appearing around. It grows two eerie-like things on top of its head. It grows a mouth, and the eyes become yellow. It then opens its hands and grabs ear, possibly, and then a sword appears. The monstrosity of a being in front of them, towering over all the Franks in sight, and it starts running and charging towards the Clactosaur. It opens its mouth, and then a black hole comes, and when the Clactosaurus tries to detach part of its body and throw it towards the Susanoo, TLB Susanoo, it completely absorbs it. It opens its mouth and shoots a beam right through its chest, but it didn't destroy it. It then opens its mouth again and throws 3,000 missiles at it. And it still tanks it, but it's broken badly. It jumps up into the air and slices it in half. But something goes wrong. You see his heart stops. I mean, Hero's heart stops. His eyes go dull, and his pulse dampens. Now what's gonna happen to Issei? What's gonna happen to Hiro? Like, why did Hiro heart stop? And why is all this happening? We'll find out in the next video because I'm not gonna tell you now because I'm leaving a cliffhanger, bro. Fuck that. Now see, I thought this was a short video. It's like stupid. Shit.